Alright, welcome back to Whatsstock TV and part 2 of the taking all of this junk apart video. But we're working on fixing the heads up display. So if you watch part 1, you already got the center console off, so all of that's good. Alright, next up is this bottom piece has to come off. This has to come off because I think it's a screw behind here. And these 7mm screws holding this piece in, it's a few of those here, that's got to come off. And it should be something in here, so let's figure this out together. Alright, so get your flat head. This pops off, and it's a T15 in here, and you just gotta pop this plug loose and get that screw out. So give me just a second. Alright, so once you get that screw loose, the 2 screws at the bottom, there's a push-in tab here, push-in tab here, and then you gotta make sure you unplug this sensor. But when you pop all of that loose, this comes down, and I still gotta unplug this sensor, but that's it, and then this will be off. So then you'll be able to reach, let's see, well, alright, yeah, this screw right here. This screw, which holds this whole dash pad. Looks like it's another one up there, one here, and this, and there's something over there, but we'll get to that when I get over there. So, yeah, let me go ahead and get this loose, and we'll figure out what's next. Alright. And just for clarity, these 2 screws up here are T15 Torx bits. So, Torx screws, so you'll need a Torx bit. But, yeah, so I'm getting those off. I got this screw off, and this one, and this one, and that one, which are 7mm bolts. So, once I get these 2 off, I think I have to take this off, which I believe it just pops off. Not quite sure yet, but I think these pillars have to come off, and it's 2 screws holding this in that have to come off. And yeah, but let me go ahead and get these 2 off and figure out what's left on this side to get. So we're back at it, and this does come off. You pry it this way. It's 3 little push-in things. I already got them kind of loose, so once you pull them this way, you pull it out and it's off, and then you can reach this 7mm bolt right here, and we're gonna do the same thing on that side. Alright, so now we're on this side. It's a screw right here. It's gonna be another 7mm. These 2 little things, I popped this one off with a flat head. You can see it's a bolt back here. It looks like a 10mm, so it'll be one here and one on this side. And this bolt right here, the 7, I think that's got to come out. It's 1, 2, 3, it's 4 up here. So I'm not sure if all 4 got to come out yet or not, but it looks like they might. So I'll let you know. But definitely, yeah. We're gonna try one of these. So let me go ahead and get this one out, because I know for sure that's got to come out. And I'm gonna try, I might just take all 4 of these out. It won't hurt anything. So I'm gonna take all 4 of these out and the 2 down there, and we'll see what we got. Just a heads up, it wouldn't hurt to have an extra extension other than the one little 3-inch extension. So get you another one of those to make it a little bit easier. Got a little bit more room to work, because this works, but you know, a little extra room wouldn't hurt. So let me go ahead and finish this one and get that one, and I'll be right back. So it takes a little maneuvering, and you gotta kind of bend this side in and bend this side in to open the glove box just a little bit more. But once you do that, you get the 2 10mm bolts out, drops right out, and unplug this, which does the light. So yeah, unplug that connector, and this airbag switch you'll have to unplug. But really you might be alright, because yeah, you can reach everything you need to reach. So don't even worry about that. But this is loose. This is loose. I still gotta do the 2 screws at the top for the little defroster. But I think everything else on this side is good to go. And I don't know, maybe this screw. I think I only took 3 of those screws out. So I think this 4th screw is for this. So I'm gonna go ahead and undo that real quick and then get to the screws up top. Alright, so get your flat head and you can pop this piece up. It really comes up pretty easy. But and falls back down. But when you get it up, if I can get it back up with one hand. Alright, so when you get it up, these 2 sensors have to be pulled off. And once you get those off and out the way, you can see the 2 screws, one there and there's one on that side. And I think those are the last 2 screws holding this dash in. I'm gonna go ahead and pull these sensors apart and go ahead and get to these last screws. Alright, so next up, after you get these 2 screws out, put these sensors out the way, and then you just kind of tug on this and it'll pop it loose. Push up some, because this is going to be behind the little flap on the radio, but you push up and tug out and it should start to come out. Put the steering wheel down. But yep, up and out. And the only thing left you have to worry about, make sure that piece back there is not bumping up against this when you try to pull it out. And then you gotta unplug this once you get it far enough out the way and you can reach it. So let me put this camera down and try to wiggle this thing out. Alright, dash is out, all of this other junk is out. So now you get to the ugly part, but we're almost there. So this is the heads up display. You got a 10mm bolt right here, it's one right here, and it's a 7mm. Where is it? I don't know if you can see it, but follow this part down. It's right there. Yeah. So there's 3 bolts there, and then this should come out, and this little plug right here, you just have to wiggle that loose. And once you get that out, then you can get it out, and then next step is figuring out how to fix the part that broke so the heads up display will actually sit up in the right spot and show. So let me get these bolts out real quick. Alright, so like I said, you just have to wiggle this, be gentle. You don't want to mess any of these wires up because I'm sure that'll be a tough fix, but I got it out, no problem. The 7mm, I didn't take it all the way loose, I just kind of loosened it a little bit. But now that that's done, this should be able to kind of lift out some kind of way. So yeah, so it's a weird shaped object, so you know, do whatever works for you to get this out. But I need both hands for this, I think. Well, maybe not. Okay, so we got it out. And yeah, I don't know if you can see the mirror that's in there, but it's not supposed to be right there. So let's take this apart and get to it. It's 4 screws in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, let's get this taken apart. And like the last piece, I'm gonna do this inside because it's hot out here. So I'm in the house. Alright, so this is off. Left this plugged up. Not even gonna have to worry about all of that. But I'm gonna take this screw loose, and as you can see, regardless of how this works, I shouldn't be able to do this. So unhook this spring, and there, that's off. So undo this screw, and then we can figure out how to fix whatever tab was supposed to be on this side in this hole, and it'll sit in whatever it's supposed to sit in. But once I get this mirror off, I'll be able to see a little bit better of what needs to be where. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this screw out and figure out what we got going. Alright, so once you get this mirror off, you get to see what the issue is, which is this little thing right here. Used to be a tab, but that's gone. So what you want to do is just drill a hole through this, and the common fix is just to put a screw in it. So I'm gonna run through the garage and see what kind of little small screws I got laying around to put in there, and the goal is for it to be able to go through this hole right here to hold it in place. So I'm gonna go ahead and look around and see what kind of screws I got that'll fit, and I'll get back with you. So I found a screw, cut it down a little bit, and then the threads made it just a little bit too thick to fit in this hole, so I just grinded the threads down, and so now it slides through. And the little bit that it doesn't slide through, that's gonna be going through this piece. So I'm gonna have to drill this out a little bit more, and this will slide through this piece, which will screw back into this piece. And once I put it all back together, heads up display should work. Alright, so found a different screw. This one just fit in here perfect. The other one was too long and I was getting tired of trimming and trimming and trimming, but this one is pretty much the right length already. So once you drop this in, when you drop it in, you should be able to line it up in that hole, and then it should hold it in place. Still got to put this piece back on, but once it's in, there you go. Now it should be sitting up and not touching anything. And what you want to do is move this thing. And when you move it, you should see the glass go up and down. That's how you'll know you got it in there and it's staying. So I'm gonna go ahead and tighten all these screws down and get ready to put all this back together and put it in the car and make sure it's good. Also, don't forget to hook this spring back up. And yep, like I said, double check all the motion again just to make sure nothing is touching, and good to go. I got it sitting in here. Moment of truth before I bolt all this stuff back up, and we're in there. I don't know if you can see it from I guess you can see it, but it's working. Motor goes up and down, everything is good. Still going through all the functions. So successful day. Sun done moved a little bit, but time to go ahead and bolt all of this stuff back up, and guess I can take it out for a ride now, and everything is back working. So back at you once it's all put together. Alright, I'm back. Battery died from sitting like this all day, but dash is back together. Everything is in clean, so we're gonna try to crank it and see what we got. Nothing. Cut. Alright, so it's been a long day, but everything is done. Lights there and lights up here. So feels good to have everything back to how it was when I first got the car. But that's it, and I'm done for the day. So thanks for watching, and I hope it helped out.